I have three actually. One would be sustainable housing. Secondly, would be sustainable uh, agriculture, which would be automated horticulture. I actually was thinking of putting, utilizing the Omega Garden equipment actually. And then the other one would be pulling off the idea of the Hopewell project, which is hydrogen, sustainable energy through hydrogen. So I'd love to stay in touch with you and get in touch with Ted to possibly work on the planning stages of my senior project and seeing maybe if we can, work together and tie things up. That'd be a great idea, probably.
Yeah, sure. Just stay in touch with me. Shoot me an email, and I'll when you're ready to cross that bridge. When you're at that point where you're like, okay, I need to now start talking to people, and maybe like Ted and stuff like that. Um, Let me know, and I will forward you his email, and you can contact him and say, basically, hey, I'm a university student. I'm about ready to graduate. I'm doing a senior project. I like what you're doing. I want to elaborate on it and do some robotics or whatever with it on a small scale, whatever for your project, and I'm sure he'd probably work with you. And given it's a university, he might actually be able to donate it to you and write it off on his taxes. Now he lives in Canada. He lives in Toronto. I think it's Toronto, and so I don't know what their systems would be like. But so yeah, let me know, and we'll get to that once you're ready. I see a question here. What do you say to the response that such a city would be attacked once the sustainability of it has been demonstrated and thus presented a threat to the old world authority? Um, well, Kill Money hits a very obvious point. It would be proof of our suppression. Anybody who attacks a peaceful city structure that is living on its own, not hurting anybody, will instantly prove themselves to be nothing more than power hungry, maniacal bastards who are hell bent on only maintaining their control and not giving a damn about a single person living underneath them. The moment a nation does that, whether it's the United States being bastards or some other smaller nation that doesn't like what that city's doing or whatever, they're going. All we have to do with that, it would be hard, it would suck if people, especially if people got killed in the process. But all we have to do is stand up and say, "See, proof right there. We're not hurting anybody. We're trying to do it, just live a more sustainable way, and they are attacking us." Why? Because they're losing their power and control over you. The moment the average citizen really wakes up, and I mean something like that happens, they see a real example of an authority setup trying to purposefully subjugate them and make them slaves by virtue of economics or whatever, you will see shit hit the fan. I mean, people will get more pissed off than I think you could possibly imagine. And then it will become, unfortunately, like a revolution and not an evolution. I think if somebody tries to harm a simple research city because of its sustainability, then the average people are going to revolt against that. And well, the media might be able to lie and try to twist it, but keep in mind the research city is going to be live 24/7, 365, online, webcam, streaming, all of the functions, all of the everything that goes on, even the construction is going to be live for the world to see all the time. So every Tom, Dick, and Harry around the planet is going to be able to look at their iPhone or their laptop or their Wi-Fi and see the city being built. And as the word spreads and it gets around and more people are seeing the process and watching the city work, the only place cameras won't be, obviously, will be in people's homes for obvious privacy reasons. But everywhere else we can show off how the city works, how everything goes together, traffic cams and all that, everything you can think of. The more we can integrate that into a global information setup, the transparency will be the ultimate. Look at that. You guys are stealing all my words, you bastards. Anyway, the transparency will be our greatest weapon against somebody attacking us because it'll be obvious that we are what we are, the media cannot mess with that because we will have years of, building up that reputation as a peaceful, harmonious city system.
Doug, let me ask, if uh, if one were to take advantage of, let's say, this green revolution that's happening right now in industry, and perhaps probably try to sell these ideas that we are developing, is that probably a good way to introduce this new paradigm for society?
Uh, can you ask that one more time? And I'm only asking you to ask that again because in the background, I don't know if it was you or something else. I heard a bing bing and a talking like it was an airline person or something. It kind of threw me off for a second. So can you ask that one more time? Oh, did I fall off? Am I still here?
He's still here. I don't know where the other guy is though.
Well, can anybody reiterate the question one more time if anybody else remembers exactly what it was? Because I want to make sure I understand it properly.
You you wanted to know if we could take advantage of the green revolution that's going on right now, or the Venus Project, or the resource-based economy ideas.
Okay, but I heard something in there about selling something, or maybe I misunderstood what was said. That's the part that threw me for a loop because we're obviously trying not to really sell anything. We're not trying to make profits. We'll just kind of reinvest any monies that we do get back into the city systems. Again, with open transparency, every dime we get should be accounted for and put on a website so that anybody can obviously see everything that we ever get, and things of that nature. But yeah, I mean the green revolution is tremendously important. I think that's part of the catalyst that kind of started this. Everybody really getting involved with new ways of running the world, was the environmental movement. Now, I'm not a tree hugging, dope smoking, bongo beating, Birkenstock sandal wearing hippie. I am, I'm an environmentalist to a point, but I'm never going to tie myself to a tree. I know I'm picking on some people. It's a joke. Anyway, I'm never going to tie myself to a tree to save the tree. Trees are useful, to a point, and we need them. But what we have done is we've completely lost sustainability and revitalization. The whole replant what you pull out kind of system, or in better cases, use advanced materials in place of biological ones or natural ones as much as you can, so that you don't have to uproot more trees or pollute the atmosphere or whatever the case may be. And I think with the BP oil spill is a huge one, and things of that nature. Uh, when things like that happen, and especially with the green revolution and everybody trying to do things more clean and sustainable, that is absolutely what we're all about. So there's no reason whatsoever why we can't tap into that and try to help use that as a partner base.
I have a question. You're an engineer. From your understanding, are the designs for the Venus Project that we see on the YouTube videos that Jock has done, are they dated? Are they out of date? I mean, in the next 5 years, are we going to have to really update those things? So is the first test city, is it going to look like what we see on those videos, like in terms of the technology?
Yes and yes, to both. Let me tackle the first one. Do I think that the concept art and drawings and things of that nature will need to be fine-tuned or maybe redone based on current knowledge? Absolutely. That's the whole core tenet of the resource-based economy. Jacques himself even says any city that we build today will be a straitjacket to the children of the future because it will be out of date compared to whatever they might know 100 years from now. So it's going to constantly be in a state of updating, as applicable. And so, yeah, one of the things that's really going to have to be done is look at all those drawings and go through them for structural viability, to go for energy efficiency, for material use, things of all that nature needs to be seriously analyzed. Now, Jacques is just one man. I doubt very seriously he has done serious architectural structural analysis on everything that he's drawn. But he does have a very good idea of what the basics are.